thanks for joining us again for another workout with Health Here, Help There. We're doing our workout outside today because it's beautiful out, so I thought I'd take you outdoors for a fun workout that you can do anywhere with almost no equipment. So for the workout today, you're going to need a band. Okay, so you can use any kind of TheraBand. You can find them at most sports stores, probably anywhere in the city. And you're going to need something to mark your spots. So I've used 2 weights, but you can use anything you want to mark either end of your little running course here. So I've got my water bottle with me. Make sure you always have water when you're doing a workout outside, especially if it's warm out. Keep yourself hydrated. And our workout today is farmer themed. So disclaimer, I have never been a farmer, nor have I spent any time on a farm, but I wanted to do something fun and exciting for you guys. So we've got some fun farmer themed workouts for you today.
Felicidad, seguridad, ambiente original en el carnaval. Brinquen, salten, gocen el calipso. Es el movimiento que te lleva hasta el piso. Por eso yo te canto, por eso yo te digo a toda mi gente que le gusta este ritmo. Puede ser negro, blanco o pinto. Show, show. Guayana es mi calipso. Guayana es mi calipso. Guayana es mi calipso. Guayana es mi calipso. Sobre la arena del Tayrona al Choroní. Amigas, amigos, algunos blancos, algunos negros y otros pintos. Celebrando que seguimos contando, seguimos cantando, seguimos bailando, seguimos viviendo y seguimos sintiendo. Y los fines de semana, mujeres y hombres van regando sus amores, porque todo el mundo quiere bailar esta noche. Mujeres y hombres van regando sus amores, porque todo el mundo quiere gozar esta noche. Ajá.
Okay, so to start our workout today, I've got my weights placed about 20 big steps apart. That's going to be our little running course. So to start, we're going to warm up by jogging there and back 3 times. So here we go. So we've got the heart rate moving a little bit now. If you're not quite warm, you can take a look at our stretching and warm-up video. That'll give you a whole dynamic warm-up to do to make sure that your muscles are warm and ready to go and that you're not getting injured during the workout. I'm going to show you guys our 6 farmer-themed exercises today. And what we're going to do is we're going to run and do some heart rate boosters in between each. So I'll show you each of the exercises and then I'll explain to you what you need to be doing in between each one to keep your heart rate up and moving. So our first exercise is toss the hay. So what we're going to do is get our band nice and tight under our foot, make sure that it's not going anywhere. We're going to get into a low squat, twist our body to one side, and then holding nice and tight with the band and keeping the core nice and stable, we're going to come up and pull it across our bodies as if we're throwing a bale of hay. So we're going to do 10 on one side, nice and strong, and then we're going to do 10 on the other. So the next exercise we're going to do is called tip the cow. So what you're going to do is get into a high bridge position. So what you want to make sure is that you're not collapsing down and your shoulders aren't collapsing forward. pull your shoulder blades back and together and lift your hips up above the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip onto our stomach, and then we're going to flip again onto our back. If you want to make it a little bit harder, don't let your knees touch. So we're coming straight over, back to the other side. So we're going to go one way, and then back to the other. Tipping the cow, making sure your hips are staying nice and high the entire time. So 2 down, 4 to go. The next exercise we're going to do is called churn the butter. So I know that might be stretching it a bit, but it's a great ab workout, so bear with me. So what we're going to do is get our hands nice and close into our chest. Okay, you can pretend that you're holding whatever they hold to churn butter. You're going to come up and you're going to make big circles all the way down, back up and around. So if you want to make this a little more difficult, don't come up quite as high. Keep those abs engaged and stay a little bit lower. If you want to make it even more difficult, try lifting one leg up off the ground. So you're going to do all the way in one direction 10 times. You're going to come back, go all the way in the other, switch legs. If you've got one leg off the ground, if not, keep them both down, coming all the way up. So when you're doing this, making sure that you're keeping your core nice and tight. If it starts to be sore on your lower back, stop, reset, bring your tummy into your spine, make sure you're stabilizing from the front, and start again. So the next one is called milk the cow. So what you're going to do is grab onto your band with the top of your fist pointing up towards the sky. You're going to squeeze your elbows in nice and tight, make sure you're standing nice and tall, and the weight is evenly balanced throughout your feet. You're going to pull one arm up all the way to your shoulder, come all the way back down, come up with the other arm, and repeat. So you can start with a nice moderate pace. If you want to make it a little bit harder, speed it up. And if you want to make it even more difficult, grab a little bit lower down on your band to add some extra tension. So if you want to challenge your balance on this one, you can do that a little bit at the same time. So you can stand on one leg, make sure you grab a little bit lower down since there's going to be less tension on the band now. Stand up nice and tall and do the same motion, working your balance at the same time. Okay, so this one is called dodge the mud. So what we're going to do is I've laid my band down in a nice straight line. I'm going to be jumping over top. There's 2 versions. So the easier version, I'm going to jump over, okay, tap my foot down to balance, and then jump back. If you want it even easier, step. Okay, to make it a little harder, we're going to lunge back, reach our foot back behind us without touching the ground, jump over, and do the same thing on the other side. Last exercise here. So what we're going to do, this one's called stacking the hay. You're going to get your feet in a nice squat position, and you're going to squat down holding your band in front. So the band's not behind my wrist, that's going to make it pretty difficult. I've got the band in my hands in front of my elbows. Squatting down, come all the way up, stack the hay, come back down. So if this is a little bit too difficult, you have a couple options. Number 1, get a lighter band or hold further up on your band. Second option, do it without a band. So use some very light weights or use no weight at all, just practice the motion. So you're going to squat down, come up and reach. Now when you're reaching, the band's coming just in front of your eyes. Okay, it's not back here behind my head. So now you know all the exercises. If you've watched our last videos, you'll remember me saying that one of the most important parts of doing a short, quick workout is to make sure your heart rate is staying as high as possible. So what we're going to do in between our exercises is we're going to run between our 2 weights in my case, or whatever you've used to mark your spot. So I've done 10 reps of my first exercise. Now I'm going to run 3 times. So that's there, back, there, back, there, back. Then I'm going to come and I'm going to do 10 repetitions of the next exercise, and then I'm going to do the same thing. So I've got 3 running options for you just to mix it up a little bit. The first one you saw me do at the very beginning, that's just a straight sprint and touch. So when you come to the end of whatever your marker is, make sure you touch down, come up, and then turn. You don't want to touch and turn at the same time because that can predispose you to knee injury. So touch down, come up, and run. So these are sprints. That means you want to go as fast as you can, which is why we wanted to make sure that we were adequately warmed up at the beginning and that we're avoiding injury. So that was your first running option. The next option is to run backwards. If you're new to this, be a little bit careful. We don't want you to trip. Make sure you're looking where you're going and make sure you're lifting your feet high enough off the ground to avoid any obstacles. So you're going to face backwards, lifting the feet nice and high. So the last option we have is a side shuffle. So for a side shuffle, what you're going to do is get into a nice low squat position, and we're going to shuffle all the way there with our left leg leading, all the way back with our right leg leading. The key is to stay low to make sure you feel the burn in the legs. So those are your 3 running options. You're going to run in between each exercise. So that's 6 exercises, 6 sets of running. You're going to do that twice through if you can. So do it through the first time, see how you feel. If that's enough for the day, then stop. But if you can do it through twice, try that for a great workout. It's got me winded, so hopefully it'll get you working hard too.